Do not play this character before you watch this video, because you're going to look at this character and think that he's a support. I mean, look how long it takes to actually eliminate a target. And that is because Blade is one of the most unique characters, but I'm going to save you guys a bunch of frustration and time and teach you guys how to play him, because if you pick him up and you're like, what the heck, he does 0 damage. 4 headshots to take out a Luna. Well, there's a lot of secrets with Blade that they don't really explain to you. So if I go back, I can do 1 headshot and 1 body shot and actually eliminate a target. That is because he's very unique. His shotgun actually works better at longer range. It's kind of like Roadhog, and I'll show you guys some really crazy stuff. So you can see this is 30 meters over here, right? Remember, I'm just aiming at the body. This can still eliminate a target at this range, which is absolutely crazy. It is 3 shots from this range over here. Again, I'm just aiming towards like the center over here, and it's on average 3 shots. It depends because there is technically like spread with it, but you guys get the idea. There is basically a huge damage reduction when you're too close. And I'll go ahead and show you guys like up close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you are further away, you do more damage. Now, it goes up to 30 meters. If you are past this, then it's going to do terrible damage once again. So the max range that I would say that you should play him at is kind of around over here. Again, I'm kind of aiming towards center mass here, as it is a shotgun. And the reason why is at 8 meters specifically. You want to be about 10 meters because keep in mind the character's animation for like the gun, it has to like extend. But at specifically 8 meters, you will start to see it do a like spread. But if I'm super up close, what happens is it's just going to be like a slug, then it does a spread after. Think of it like Roadhog if you played Overwatch. That's the best way to put it. Now, as far as the melee, you don't even really want to go into the melee mode like this ever. This is terrible. Never use this. And the reason why I'm saying never use this is because the only time you want to actually be in the Blade form is when you activate a specific ability, and it's defaulted to E, called Bloodline Awakening. There's a setting here I'll show you guys. I don't know if it's going to be enabled by default because I'm on like the test server, but make sure that you guys go into your settings, select Blade, and it's really important to have this setting enabled. It says switch to shotgun when Bloodline Awakening ends. Make sure that this is checked in. So what this means is when you're in this mode, this is kind of like a devil trigger mode, you lose HP on heal, so your support aren't going to be able to heal you as good, but you have a meter that can be built up, and you're going to gain increased attack speed and lifesteal during this form. Now, there's something very important with this that we'll go over, but I just want to show you guys, this is the form that you actually want to be in sword form with. You don't want to basically swap to your sword almost ever, because there's really no point to doing it. You can swap from the gun to a block without swapping to your sword. This has almost no place in the game. There's almost no reason why you would use it. And the reason why I'm saying that there's no reason why you would use it is because this form actually builds up your attack speed, which actually makes this character like actually playable. But going over his melee damage, it's pretty like bad overall. Like if you look at the damage, it's kind of all over the place because it has like 2 faster attacks after the slower attack. And then if you are in this form, if you just hold it down, there will be another attack that you guys will see. Once the thing is built up, you'll see that he will do a spin attack. Now his other dash attack, which is called the Daywalker Dash, does 2 different things depending on the weapon that you have. So if I use it like this, it's going to apply a slow. But if I swap to the gun and then use this ability, what's going to happen is it's going to apply a debuff. You can see the character has a blue bar around their HP box. What this means when we actually hit the target is it's going to make it so they receive healing reduction. Keep in mind, the test server that I'm showing you guys all this info on is subject to change because they changed Ultron a lot, and I was giving out a lot of numbers, and Ultron got changed before it came out. So I don't know what the exact number is going to be when it launches, but probably like 30 to maybe 40% is kind of what we're looking at. But another thing is with the passive that you don't actually get to see, so I want to go ahead and attack Luna for a little bit, is you can actually see characters through walls, kind of like Punisher when they are low. So let me go ahead and show you guys kind of what that looks like if the character is low. Let's go ahead and see if it's going to work over here. Oh, so you can see if I have this activated, the character can be revealed, kind of like Sombra. So through walls you can reveal, but it's only when you have, again, that special ability activated, which is Bloodline Awakening. It doesn't actually specify this, so this is kind of like a hidden thing that some people may not have actually known about. So you have to be in this mode in order for it to work. Again, that's what I'm telling you guys. Being in this form is just completely pointless for the game, because most of the time you will get more DPS by just using your gun, or the shotgun. And then another thing that I want to go over that is kind of important. So when you're in his form of the Bloodline Awakening, again defaulted to E, you get less heals, but you get increased movement speed. And the full combo, because it's really hard to actually test this, let's maybe go spawn like a Groot or something so you guys can see kind of how fast you can actually kill targets. It does 150 plus damage. Again, the numbers are subject to change when you are maxed out. So when you are maxed out, he's actually a pretty good character to, you know, do damage, but he is definitely squishy, so don't expect to just go up to everyone and be like, okay, I'm just going to go W key to enemies, you're going to just die, and they're going to think this character is terrible. But he does get some lifesteal, but it's pretty bad. I was thinking that it's going to be pretty good, and I thought I could sustain. I want to show you guys actually how bad the sustain is with this. So I'm going to take some damage so you guys can see like how much HP. We're going to go to like, let's say 100, and let's say I'm going up to this target. Remember, in this form, I get reduced healing, so there's a downside to it, but I get lifesteal. That is the upside of having Bloodline Awakening. But the lifesteal is pretty bad, and I'm going to show you guys how bad it is right now. So I'm going to attack this target, and you can see I'm still almost dying against this target here. So again, the Galactic bots don't really do that much damage at all. They do very, very mediocre damage. So you can see that the lifesteal is so minor that you really can't keep yourself alive and just like face roll everything. There are certain characters where maybe you can get some sneaky kills, but for the most part, it's not going to be super OP. Now, the next thing I want to go over is his block, because there's a lot of things that people don't know about, and as of right now, again, on the test server, it's 80, like, damage reduction, 80%. But how it works is you're able to block, but only for, like, the very few first frames. I want you guys to look at his HP right now, because this is something very important when you play him. So, you'll see that his HP, there's going to be a little indication of yellow around it. That means that I'm immune. Maybe if I'll do this, it'll be easier to see. But yeah, it's way easier to see. Now, you can still activate your block during this. It's just visually, it might be hard to see, but zoom in if you need to. But see how his HP is like completely white, the bars? If I do this, it's yellow just for like a second. It's a very, very small like window, but maybe it's like 0.5 is the actual duration. But basically, during that, you're immune to basically everything in terms of being hit by any like CCs and stuff. So it's very good for that, but you still get that 80% like damage reduction regardless of if that duration is up or not. The next thing I want to show you guys is actually the team up. The team up is with Cloak and Dagger, and there's something kind of important to mention. So how it works is you're going to be able to throw this down. It's going to apply a heal. It's basically the same thing as Moon Knight's, but you can do something called a Swift Strike. But there is kind of a downside with the Swift Strike, and that is that you can't really do anything after. You can't like full combo someone. So if you use this, just be aware that you're going to be locked out of your abilities for a brief moment. So you can't just like activate this and then like instantly dash in and get your like bars up. Remember, you almost never want to just use the sword. You want to be in the other form, which again is called Bloodline Awakening. Alright, and the last thing that I really want to go over, that there's a lot of people that they're not intentionally like giving out wrong info, but like it is wrong info. So charging the ultimate up over here, let me show you guys what the ultimate looks like. So it charges up. You do not need to charge it up all the way. And on top of that, it does not do more damage the longer that you charge it. What it does is it increases the range, but I want to show you guys like visually so you guys can kind of see this. So you can see we're at like 30 over here. And so you can get to you get pretty close to the bot. So let me go in and full charge it so you guys can see it. And if you don't push the button, it will automatically activate. It's pretty much 25 meters here. Like that's like the max range. You do not need to charge it up all the way though. You just need to get it to about halfway. And once it's about halfway, you will reach that max distance. So let me go ahead and like show you guys one more time. Pretty much halfway is all you need. And there's another thing. You can get walled off. If there's anything that is blocking your path, you will absolutely get stopped by, well, I guess it won't stop that, but like obviously if there's a wall here, it's gonna push you to the side. But like if there is a Groot wall, like your team accidentally does that, yes, you will get stopped. So I would recommend trying not to charge it up the whole time. Also, you can do it from like the sky. You can go downward, and then also, if you really want to, you can go upwards with it. It's kind of hard to gauge how much valuable that will be, but if you maybe need to use it to get out, that's fine. Another thing I wanted to mention, and a lot of people are showing off that, yeah, you could burst through support ults, and the support is holding perfectly still, and the person's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to burst the support that's doing nothing. realistically, it's kind of hard to burst a support down, just as a heads up, during a real game. It does apply the debuff, same thing with the like gun. If I use my gun, I already showed you guys that it does apply that like debuff. So this also applies with this. You can see the other one was hit by the debuff. So that debuff will apply, and that's why it's easier to kill through the support ults, but it's not going to be something super easy like you can just pop it and you're just going to delete all the supports in the entire game. But another thing that there was kind of a misconception, let's go try it on this Groot. So I'm going to make my ultimate go up the whole time, and you guys going to see the damage. So it's pretty much... well, you guys can see the HP right there, right? So let's go ahead and eliminate this Groot, and then I will spawn a fresh one, and I'll pop it immediately. This way you guys can see the damage real easy. So you can see I activate it immediately, and the damage over there is the exact same. You do not get more value, because I saw a couple videos saying that, like, if you charge it up, it's going to do more damage. It does increase the size of it, but you only need to go halfway, okay? So don't charge it up all the way, because you're kind of a sitting duck when you're using it. And another huge tip with the ult that is like gonna make a night and day difference: never pop your ult outside of this form. So I want to show you guys this directly because it's very, very helpful. So let me go ahead and just take 5 damage here. So you can see if I swap to my sword over here, it will end with my sword. If I swap to my gun, it will end with my gun out. Now, even if I have my sword out, I want you guys to look at the HP right now. You can see it did not give us any heal. But even if I don't have any of the gauge built up over here, if I activate my ultimate, it will actually give me the lifesteal during that. And this is a big one, okay? So you are throwing the game if you do not go into the awakening form when you use your ultimate. But those are all the tips and basically the things that I wanted to show you guys before you guys play Blade. And another thing I wanted to mention, he's not going to be an instant like you melt something super fast, with the exception of the ultimate. But what he does apply is this negative heal to the enemies, and that is a huge boost of like overall DPS when you're thinking about like how he should actually be played. But anyways, yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out, and this way you guys won't feel frustrated, because honestly, when I went into the training ground, I was looking at the damage of like, dude, this character, are they sure he's not a healer? Because I can play Luna Snow and just delete things way faster than this. You don't really want to ever use your sword outside of this form, because this builds up and you get way more attacks per second, and it gives you the lifesteal, and honestly, you just kind of want to be as mobile as possible. But anyways, that's what I wanted to show off for like tips and tricks, and I know a lot of people are going to throw on Blade, just expect to see it in the first week, but obviously you won't be throwing on Blade because you'll know how to play him. Anyways, that's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.